we start on time, and then the people who come late, they'll get the message, and then they'll try to log in a bit early. But nonetheless, I'm not sure that strategy is working. But anyway, we'll stick to our guns. So yeah, I'll say a few words as people still filter in. So anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for continuing our series of this group Green Tara practice, presented to you by Root Institute for Wisdom Culture in Bodh Gaya. So yeah, I think many of you know, because I've been saying every day, but His Holiness the Dalai Lama has recommended especially the Green Tara practice ever since the beginning of the COVID pandemic. And more recently, the head of the Gelugpa school, the Gyanin Tri Rinpoche, he also recommended, especially in these first 15 days of Saka Dawa, that all the monks recite the Tara praises for an hour a day. And so now the 15th day, the full moon, is this Wednesday. And so there's a couple days left. So I thought we could, do these for the 2 weeks and collect a lot of merit, purify a lot of negativities, and hopefully do something that's beneficial for both ourselves and the world at large. So thank you all for joining. I see many familiar faces, or if your camera is turned off, I see many familiar names. So thank you for your perseverance in this practice. So the other thing that's important at the beginning now is when we set our motivation, then we also try to make it as extensive as we can. So yes, we somewhat explicitly are dedicating this for the COVID-19 crisis to be pacified instantly all over the world, and also for the other problems that we see in this degenerate time, the problems due to war, the problems due to economic problems, famine, natural disasters, and environmental degradation. So everything we see in the world that causes sentient beings to suffer, then we're also going to do this practice for all of these things to be pacified in this very session. But also, more broadly speaking, when we inquire into the root causes of suffering, we see that it is the ignorance that grasps onto true existence. And so really to free sentient beings from suffering, we need to free them from this root cause of suffering, the ignorant mind that grasps to inherent existence. And in order to do that, well, we have to generate that wisdom within our own mind streams. And also, not just to have some kind of conceptual understanding, but direct realization. And then not just to get a direct realization, but only when we achieve the omniscient mind of the Buddha will we have all of the skills and qualities to lead sentient beings most effectively to free themselves from the ocean of samsaric suffering and attain the state of enlightenment. So, since this attainment of enlightenment is not without causes and conditions, we're going to do this practice also so we can accumulate the causes for our own enlightenment and purify the unconducive factors, the obstacles to our attainment of enlightenment. Okay? And therefore, for all those reasons, we are going to engage in this Tara practice here, this evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Okay. So I will now do the screen share. Sorry. Okay. So now the visualization, we also visualize all of the sentient beings in the space around us and think that we are leading them, as it were, in this practice. So first we visualize. Above the crown of my head, I visualize a lotus and moon disk. Upon these is the great treasury of compassion, Aryatara, mother of all enlightened beings, who is oneness with my kind Guru. My Guru is seated in the full lotus position within a transparent bubble of rainbow-colored light, is pink in complexion and wears saffron robes and a pandit's hat. His right hand is at his heart in the gesture of teaching the Dharma, and holds a vajra in the stem of a white lotus that blooms beside his right ear. His left hand rests at his hip. It holds a bell in the stem of another white lotus that blooms beside his left ear. And my Guru's heart is Aryatara in female aspect, green in color and seated in dancing posture within a rainbow bubble. Her left leg is bent up and her right leg is outstretched. Her left hand is at her heart in the mudra, symbolizing the triple gem, and holding the stem of an upali flower, blue upali flower. Her right hand is extended over her right knee, is in the mudra of granting sublime realizations. She is beautifully adorned within jeweled ornaments and scarves. And at her three places bears the syllable Oma and Hum. At her heart is a lotus and moon seat on which stands a radiant green syllable Tam. Rays of green light radiate in all directions from the Tam and invoke all the enlightened beings of the 10 directions. They're all absorbed into Aryatara and become one. So here, if some of you don't know, you see on the right, there are these syllables. So this is although actually it should have a little, this little thing. Oh, sorry. I'm wrong. This is Om. This is and this is Om. Yeah, so should have this little thing. Yeah. And then this is Tam. Okay. So just to help your visualization. Although those of you in India, if you know how those syllables look in Devanagari script, you can also visualize like that. And if that's too difficult, you can also just visualize the Roman letters. But later in the practice, there'll be a bit of significance in visualizing the Tibetan syllables. So it's good to kind of learn now. Anyway, let's take a moment and build up this visualization. So I've said many times, this is the main thing I've been trying to emphasize to make our practice Guru Yoga, is to understand the inseparability, what it means that our Guru is inseparable from Aryatara, and the significance of visualizing our Guru in the normal aspect that we see at our crown, and then at his heart, Aryatara, and the aspect that we normally associate with her. So really strive to do that in this practice and all of our practices, try to make it into a Guru Yoga practice. It makes it the most powerful. So anyway, just try to visualize as best you can, and then even more important than having a clear visualization is getting the sense of our Guru being one in nature with Aryatara. Then remembering the kindness and qualities of our Guru. and seeing the need to always be guided by our Guru until we reach enlightenment. Then we make this request, please, Aryatar, Guru Aryatar, stay in my crown until I achieve enlightenment. And think that our Guru accepts our request. Okay, so now refuge in bodhicitta. Here again, not just saying these words, but remembering the qualities of Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and seeing that, though we want to be free from suffering, what is actually going to free us from suffering is the Dharma. Means, those of you who studied it a little bit more extensively, the actual Dharma jewel is the true cessation and true path within the mind stream of Arya beings. What that means is, as we get the true path, means direct realization of emptiness, we're then able to abandon various levels of the grasping to true existence, which we had said before is the root of samsaric suffering. And, on each, different level, be it the Shravakas or the Pradika Buddhas or the Bodhisattvas, on the various levels, path of seeing, path of meditation, they abandon more and more of these obscurations to liberation. So that's why they say the Dharma is the actual refuge. But we also have remembering the kindness of the Buddha for teaching us the means to achieve those realizations within our own continuum. Let's go for refuge to the Buddha. And then the Sangha, the ultimate Sangha, what that means is those Arya beings, means those who have achieved the actual Dharma jewel within their own mental continuum. Therefore, they are qualified to then help lead us to those same realizations. So that's why the three jewels of refuge are, the sources of refuge, and why we need three. Okay, I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, Dharma, Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha and run to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and the other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. Okay, so now we will do the 7 prayer. So first, limb of prostration with my body, speech, and mind. I devoutly prostrate. Okay. So we'll do the 21 Tower praises, and remember, these 3 types of prostration are paying homage with the body, means, to actually do the physical prostrations. So it could be the full-length prostration, and I, encourage you, if you want to, just turn your volume up on your device there and do full-length prostrations as we chant the 21 Tower praises. Okay. Otherwise, you can do the 5-point prostration, touching your 5 points of the body to the ground. Otherwise, you can just do this. This is a prostration as well, right? Just do that. And if you have, sore knees or, otherwise unable to do prostrations right now, then, you can visualize yourself, countless bodies, all prostrating to your Guru who's inseparable from Aryatar. Okay, so that's a prostration of body. Then the prostration of speech is chanting the praises nicely, or even not so nicely, as best as you can. We're all not, maybe in tune. That's okay. We might not have great pronunciation of the Tibetan. That's also okay. Okay, but just try your best. And then the prostration of mind, actually, that's the most important one. That's remembering the qualities of Aryatara and aspiring to attain those qualities within ourselves. So I think I said in one of the first sessions, Tara or Droma means the liberator. So we said at the ultimate level, what liberates is the wisdom directly realizing emptiness. So that's the one. How did Tara become Tara? Through generating that mind, directly realizing emptiness, conjoined with bodhicitta. How are all the 3-time Buddhas going to reach their goal? Same thing, right? As it says in Heart Sutra, all the all the Buddhas in the past have manifestly completely achieved the state of enlightenment by relying on the perfection of wisdom. Okay. So anyway. All right. La da la men che bengi shaki pema la tu te fon pa gon le josema joma yun la cha se lo onje tsuma pama joma la cha se lo cha se joma nyama pamo chene ke je lo dan drama jiden sung ge je ge she gi kesa java le ni joma cha se den ke dawa kundu Kawa gyani chepe shama, kama toba toba nagi, ratu chewe yorabama, chase senu chene kegi, peme chane namba gyama, chempe sudu kadu shiva, suba senden juye nima, chase dishin shekpe sudo, tae namba gyawa chema, malu paru chemba tobe, Kewe seki shindu dama, chasa tu tara hu yege, dedan chotan nanka kama, jiden dumbo shaki nende, lupa mepa gupa numa, chache gete mela samba, luna nanso wanchi chema, chumbo rolanti sananda, nyuchin sege dene tema, chase cheche chadan peki, paru tu gora tu joma, Yegen shagi nende, mepa drupa shindu bama, chase turi jipa chenpo, dugi pao nampa joma, chugi shene chone denze, chao ma tamche malu sema, chase koncho sunso chage, soma choka nampa gema, malu choki kolu gembe, rangi yege soknam chukma, Chasara tu gawa jibe, yuge chawa pema, shepara shetu tarai, tuda jide mandu zema, chase sashi kyonwe sokna, tanche gopa numanima, chone yowa igi hungi, pompa tamche nampa droma, chase dawe dumbu uge, gempa tamche shindu bana, rebe tupa mele, Takpa shindu urazema, chase kepe kame meda, pare chame yana nema, yekun kone konge, tai pone namba joma, chase sashi yana chage, tilgi ningi shage duma, chone tunze yigi hungi, rimba domba nani gama, chase dama gama zima, Nayin de junima, soa yanda dempe, tikpa champa jomanima, chase kune gora gawe, kai lune na bagema, yigi chipe nani kebe, Ripa hune jomani ma chase ture shani tabe honge na be sabeni ma rira mandara dambi jidin soyanoni ma chasa lai soyanambe rira trache chanana ma tara niji pegi yige tuna malu pani sama chasa lai sonam gyalbo Lada mian chi dema, kone gocha gawa jike, seda milang pasama, chasa nima dawa gepe, cheni pola ura sama, hara nijutu tarai, shindu takpo rinne sama, chasa deni suna kepe, shivi tudayanda dema, dada gola nujin sona, jomba ture rachonema, Sawen itabadida chasawani nishu sachi. Okay, and then the abbreviated one, as I mentioned, I think the FPMT version has a few errors, so we're going to do this one. Okay, so now I think many of you have naturally memorized this one stanza. Come see, come sa. So if not already, then soon. And then the point is, right, as you memorize, then you can do it quicker. You can do it quicker while still maintaining the proper visualization and thought. And so you can accumulate many in a day. I think I've told all of you, but when Atisha Dibumkar had fallen ill in Tibet, Aryatara told him to recite the 21 Tara praises 10,000 times a day. And yeah, that takes a long time for another practice that he could do. And Tara gave Atisha this one verse abbreviated Tara prayers. Okay? Onje tsuma pama jomala chasalo chasa joma tare pamo tutarai jigusama ture dananda jedema soa ige cheraradu onje tsuma pama jomala chasalo chasa joma tare pamo tutarai jigusama ture dananda jedema soa ige cheraradu onje tsuma pama jomala chasalo chacha joma dare vamo tutarai jigusama ture dananda jedema soa ige cheraradu onje tsuma pama jomala chasalo chacha joma dare vamo tutarai jigusama ture dananda jedema soa ige cheraradu onje tsuma pama jomala chasalo chacha joma tare pamo tutarai jigusama ture dananda jedema soha ige cherarabdu onje tsuma pama jomala chasalo chacha joma tare pamo tutarai jigusama ture dananda jedema soha ige cherarabdu onje tsuma pama jomala chasalo chacha joma tare pamo tutarai jigusama ture dananda jedema soa ige cherarabdu onje tsuma pama jomala chasalo chacha joma tare pamo tutarai jigusama ture dananda jedema soa ige cherarabdu onje tsuma pama jomala chasalo chacha joma tare pamo tutarai jigusama ture dananda jedema soa ige cherarabdu onje tsuma pama jomala chasalo chacha joma tare pamo tutarai jigusama ture dananda jedema soa ige cherarabdu onje tsuma pama jomala chasalo chacha joma tare pamo tutarai jigusama ture dananda jedema soa ige cherarabdu on jetsima pamajamala cha salo chaja jama tare pamo tutara jigazama tune dana dajadam so yigajarara du on jetsima pamajamala cha salo chaja jama tare pamo tutara jigazama tune dana dajadam so yigajarara du on jetsima pamajamala cha salo Chaja jama tare pamo tutara jigazama tune dananda jadam soa yige jarara ju on jejima pama jamala chasalo chaja jama tare pamo tutara jigazama tune dananda jadam soa yige jarara ju on jejima pama jamala chasalo Chacha jama tare pamo tutara jigazama tune dananda jadam soa yige charara du on jetsuma pama jamala chasalo chacha jama tare pamo tutara jigazama tune dananda jadam soa yige charara du on jetsuma pama jamala chasalo chacha jama tare pamo tutara jigazama tune dananda jadam soa yige charara du on jetsuma pama jamala chasalo chacha jama tare pamo tutara jigazama tune dananda jadam soa yige charara du on jetsuma pama jamala chasalo chacha jama tare pamo tutara jigazama tune dananda jadam soa yige charara du on jetsuma pama jamala chasalo chacha jama tare pamo tutara jigazama tune dananda jadam soa yige charara du on jetsuma pama jamala chasalo chacha jama tare pamo tutara jigazama tune dananda jadam soa yige charara du on jetsuma pama jamala chasalo chacha jama tare pamo tutara jigazama tune dananda jadam soa yige charara du. Okay. Okay, so next is the limb of offering. And so I will, as we do every night, well, with me, we can light some incense on behalf of all sentient beings. Oops. It's a very nice agar wood incense. You know, agar wood? They're popular in Asia. Okay. I offer all offerings, both real and imagined. So now we visualize offering, all the offerings that we've set out here. So these are water bowls behind me, but they actually have a water bowl on top of it because we're getting a lot of insects. So just to cover them. So all of the offerings are laid out here. We have the light behind me. We have the incense that we just lit, and then all the other offerings at the various other students' homes, at Rinpoche's houses, at the other centers, at the other, monasteries and so forth. And then everything unknown in the universe. So those are the real offerings that we've set out and others have set out. And then we also offer all the imagined offerings, everything that we can visualize, pervading the entire universe. So, yeah, everything that's needed for sentient beings to sustain life, which can include, medicine and You know, we talked about yesterday the 8 auspicious symbols. Yeah, we can offer these. We can offer wish-fulfilling jewels. We can offer, you know, the various types of sense offerings, lights, perfume, you know, beautiful sounds, everything. So just imagine everything your mind can conceive of, filling the entire universe, and offer that to your guru inseparable from Ayatara. And when your guru accepts these offerings, he or she generates great bliss in her or his mental continua, and offer them many, many, many times. So you can just think, I offer, I offer, I offer, I offer. Okay, so next to the limit of confession. All sins and offenses amassed from beginningless time, I confess. Just take a moment to, generate regret for all the negative actions you've done from beginningless time. I rejoice in all virtuous actions of holy and ordinary beings. So here we've done many times by now. You should be quite expert. So just rejoicing, thinking that virtue is the cause of happiness and success. So then, either for ourselves or other sentient beings, all wanting happiness, not wanting to suffer. So then we need as much virtue as we can. Other sentient beings need as much virtue as we can, as they can. So then when we hear about, or when we think about either ourselves or others having engaged in virtue or engaging in virtue now, then it should bring us great joy. So just think how wonderful, how wonderful, how wonderful. And then relate it to yourself or other ordinary beings or other holy beings, means Arya beings, those who have achieved direct realization of emptiness. Okay. All gurus and Buddhas, please remain until samsara ends. So visualize offering a throne with a double-crossed vajra, and not just one, but many, to the guru who accepts our request. And turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. Again, offering not just one, but countless golden Dharma chakras to the guru who accepts our request. All my virtues and those of all others I dedicate to the great enlightenment. Okay, mandala offering is ground anointed with perfume, shroom flowers, adorned Mount Meru, 4 continents, sun and moon. I imagine this is a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. The obstacle of my attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, strangers, and my body, wealth, and enjoyments. Without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from the 3 poisons. Idam guru mandana kameratayami. So we make requests to the guru, still on the crown of our head. So we request, please bless me to purify all obscurations of my body, so become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra body. The Guru accepts our request. And then white light emanates from the Om at Arya Tara's brow and curves into an arc to enter my brow. My body is completely pure of all obscurations and becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra body. So remember to meditate, and it is said that the more strong the sort of recognition or awareness we can generate that our mind is pure, then actually the more purification will take place. It's one of these dependent arisings, right? So it depends on our mind. So next we request, please bless me to purify all obscurations of my speech, so that it will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra speech. The Guru accepts our request. Red light emanates from the Ah at Arya Tara's throat and enters and curves in an arc to enter my throat. My speech is purified completely of all obscurations and becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra speech. Please bless me to purify all obscurations of my mind, so that it will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra mind. Guru accepts our request. Blue light emanates from the home at Arya Tara's heart and curves in an arc to enter my heart. My mind is purified of all obscurations and becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra mind. Please bless me to purify all delusions and subtle obscurations to omniscience, so that my body, speech, and mind will become one with Guru Tara's holy body, speech, and mind. So the Guru accepts our request. Now the three colored beams emanate simultaneously from the Om, Ah, and Hum syllables, curving in an arc and entering my three places, completely purifying all my delusions and subtle obscurations to omniscience. My body, speech, and mind become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy body, holy speech, and holy mind. So now my root Guru dissolves into Arya Tara, who melts into green light, which flows into me. Instantly, my wrong conception that I and other phenomena are self-existent, together with my dualistic mind and its views, disappear, becoming completely empty. Not even a trace of them remains. Okay, so now, as we've been doing from the beginning, we pause here. This is actually much more important than the mantra recitation, to pause here and meditate on emptiness. So, to the best of your ability, first recalling what we mean by emptiness, that it means lack of inherent existence. So, and those of you who studied on how to meditate on emptiness, and, always the first step is to identify the object of negation. Object of negation, what is refuted, right? Object of refutation. So here it is inherent existence, true existence, independent existence, existence from the object's own side. So all of those, they don't exist whatsoever. They never have existed, they don't exist now, nor will they ever, that type of existence will never come into existence in the future. So why not? then we can use the so-called king of reasonings. So when we reflect on a phenomenon, right? So you can take yourself. So, insert your name here. I'll say Tenzin Namjo, right? Follows that doesn't exist inherently because of being a dependent arising. So the fact that I or you or any phenomena is a dependent arising. Dependent means not independent. So what it would mean for something to be intrinsically existent means that it doesn't depend on any other phenomena for its existence. It exists in and of itself. There's another phrase. It has the power to set itself up. But no phenomena actually exists in that way. All phenomena that do exist in dependence on other phenomena. Most important is actually the mind, which then affixes the label to the basic designation. So if you don't know what those terms are, then well, it's okay. But for the rest of you, you can think. Well, actually, all of you can think of the letter or the letter A, those 3 lines. Then we call it the A. Only after we learn the label A, before we learn the label A, we see the 3 lines, but we don't see A. So those 3 lines are only the basis designation for the A. But for an A to actually come into existence, we need not only those 3 lines, but we need the label A, and then we need a mind that affixes that label to the base. Without those 3, there is no A. Okay, so now your mind that realizes this, think that it is inseparable from Aryatara's omniscient mind. And therefore is conjoined with great bliss. All right, so now those of you who do not have the necessary initiation, you can visualize Aryatara in the space in front. Those of you with the initiation, then you can visualize that now your mind, which is conjoined with great bliss and directly realizes emptiness, arises as Aryatara. Then out of that emptiness, my wisdom manifests instantly as Aryatara's holy body seated upon a lotus and moon cushion, and my heart is another lotus and moon, upon which, in the center, stands the syllable Tam, surrounded in a clockwise direction by the syllables of the mantra Om Tari Tai Tiri So. The Tam and the mantra are manifestations of Guru Tara's holy mind, with which my mind is totally united. Green light radiates from all the letters, spreading in every direction. It purifies the negative karma, ghost illusions, and subtle obscurations, and omniscience of all sane beings who become Tara. Okay, so we'll do like we normally do. We have these 3 visualizations. We'll alternate, your choice. And while we do that, we recite the mantra, Om Tari Tai Turi So. Okay? And we'll do this for about 6 minutes. Om Tari Tai Turi So, Om Tari. Om Tari Tai Turi So. 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 Om Tari Turi So. So just pause and rest in that awareness. Then now, due to the power of having recited the mantra, due to the power of the purifying light rays, that all descending beings are completely purified of all their negative karma, gross delusions, and subtle obscurations to omniscience, and have attained the state of Aryatara. And then also from the absorption of all the enlightened qualities of the body, speech, and mind of the Buddhas. Those also have been absorbed into you. And you yourself have all of the enlightened qualities of the body, speech, and mind of the Buddhas. Okay. So here, the dedication. May I quickly become Guru Aryatara, and lead each and every sentient being into her enlightened state because of these merits. The stream of bodhicitta does not let risen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. Okay, so as we did last time, I think it's good. We can recite this Tanton Gyalpo prayer, the prayer liberating Sake from disease. Yeah, we can use this. We'll just recite it once. I think many of you know there's the Tanton Gyalpo prayer-a-thon session every Saturday. So this prayer is also very powerful in quelling epidemic diseases. So please thank the due to the merit that we accumulated here today, as well as the 3-time merit accumulated by the numberless sentient beings and numberless Buddhas. May all the diseases of the side of the minds of sentient beings that result from karma and temporary conditions, such as the harms of gross spirits, illnesses, and the bhutas, not occur in the realms of the world. May whatever sufferings there are from life-threatening diseases that, like a butcher leading animal to be slaughtered, separate the body from the mind in a mere instant, not occur in the realms of the world. May all embodied beings be unharmed by acute, chronic, and other epidemic diseases, mere sounds whose name terrified beings, as though they had been placed inside the mouth of Yama, the Lord of Death. May all embodied beings be unharmed by the 8,000 classes of interferers, 360 evil spirits found settling, 24 reasons, and so forth. May whatever sufferings there are due to service of the 4 elements, depriving the body and mind of every happiness, be totally pacified. And may the body and mind have radiance and power, and be endowed with long life, good health, and well-being. By the compassion of the Gurus and the 3 jewels, by the power of the Dakinis, our protectors and guardians, and by the power of the truth and infallibility of karma and its results, may all these dedications and prayers be fulfilled. Okay, so we'll continue on with the King of Prayers. So I'm going to stop the share screen. And I think all of you have the King of Prayers memorized. Nice. Oops. I have to open it up, excuse me. All right. And we'll go a little bit quick. So anyway. I bow down to you for Arya Manjushri, you lions among humans, going to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the words of 10 directions. To all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every atom of Buddhas, numberless as atoms, each amidst the host of Bodhisattvas, and I'm confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way, with infinite oceans praise for you, and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all you gone to bliss. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you, victorious ones. Fine dress and fragrant perfume, sandalwood, powder, heap highs, Mount Meru, all wondrous offering in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious one. Every harmful action I have done, oh, with transcendent offerings, fearless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength and conviction in the Buddha's self-away, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done, with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and confusion, all these I openly bear before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all positive potential of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers, hearers, training, and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You are the bright lights of the worlds of 10 directions, who attain our Buddha's missions to the stages of awakening. All you are my guides. Please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request, you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons as number of the atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight positive potential I may have created, by paying homage, offering, acknowledging my faults, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddha stay and teach, will now dedicate all this for full awakening. May your Buddhas now living in the worlds of 10 directions and all you gone to freedom in the past accept my offerings. May those not yet arisen quickly perfect their minds, awakening its full enlightened one. May all worlds in 10 directions be entirely pure and vast. May they be filled with bodhisattvas, surrounding Buddhas gathered beneath the Bodhi tree. May as many beings as exist in 10 directions be always well and happy. May all samsaric beings live in accord with the Dharma, and may their Dharma wish be fulfilled. Remembering my past lives and all varieties of existence, may I practice Bodhisattva way, and thus in each cycle of death, migration, and birth, may I always abandon the householder's life. Then, following in the footsteps of all the Buddhas and perfecting the practice of a Bodhisattva, may I always act without care or compromise, with ethical discipline, faultless and pure. May I teach the Dharma language of the gods, and every language of spirits and minds, of humans and of demons, and in the voice of every form of being. May I be gentle-minded, cultivating the 6 paramitas, and never forget bodhicitta. May I let the cleanse without omission every negativity and all that obscures this awakening mind. May I traverse all my lives in this world, free of karma, affliction, and interfering forces, just as the lotus blossom is undisturbed by the water's wave, just as the sun and moon move unhindered through the sky. May I ease the suffering of all realms, and in many directions and dimensions of the universe. May I guide all wanderers in samsara to the pure bliss of awakening, and be a worthy benefit to them as well. May I practice constantly to come, working the activities of awakening, acting in harmony with varied dispositions of beings, showing the ways of a bodhisattva. May I always have the friendship of those whose path is like mine, and with body, words, and also mind, may we practice together the same aspirations and activities. May I always meet a spiritual mentor and never displease an excellent friend who deeply wishes to help me and expertly teaches the Bodhisattva way. May I always directly see the Buddhas, messengers circled by Bodhisattvas. I will not pause or discourage eons to come and make extensive offerings to them. May I wholly illuminate the Buddha's genuine Dharma, illuminate everywhere the teachings that awaken, embody the realizations of a Bodhisattva, and practice ardently in all future eons. While circling through all states of existence, may I become an endless treasure of good qualities, skillful means, wisdom, samadhi, and liberating stabilizations, gathering limitless, pristine wisdom and positive potential. On one atom I shall see Buddha fields numberless as atoms, endlessly Buddhas among Bodhisattvas in every field, practicing the activities of awakening. Perceiving this in all directions, I dive into an ocean of Buddha fields, each an ocean of 3 times Buddhas in the space of a wisp of a hair. So I too will practice for an ocean of eons. Thus I am continually immersed in the speech of the Buddhas, expression that reveals an ocean of qualities in one word, the completely pure eloquence of all the Buddhas, communication suited to the varied tendencies of beings. With strength of understanding I plunge into the infinite enlightened speech of the Dharma, of all Buddhas and 3 times gone to freedom, to continue to turn the wheel of Dharma methods. I shall experience in one moment such vast activity of all future eons, and I will enter into all eons in 3 times in but a fraction of a second. In one instant I shall see all those awakened beings, past, present, and future lines among humans, and with the power of illusion-like stabilization, I will constantly engage in their inconceivable activity. I shall manifest upon one single atom the array of pure lands, present, past, and future. Likewise, I shall enter the array of pure Buddha fields in every direction without exception. I shall enter the very presence of all my guides, those lights of this world who are yet to appear, those sequentially turning the wheels of complete awakening, those who reveal nirvana, final perfect peace. May I achieve the power of swift magical emanation, the power to lead to the great vehicle to every approach, the power of always beneficial activity, the power of love pervading all realms, the power of all surpassing positive potential, the power of supreme knowledge, unobstructed by discrimination, and through the powers of wisdom, skillful means, and samadhi, may I achieve the perfect power of awakening, purifying the power of all contaminated actions, crushing the power of disturbing emotions at the root, diffusing the power of interfering forces. I shall perfect the power of the Bodhisattva practice. May I purify an ocean of worlds. May I free an ocean of beings. May I clearly see an ocean of Dharma. May I realize an ocean of pristine wisdom. May I purify an ocean of activities. May I fulfill an ocean of aspirations. May I make offering to an ocean of Buddhas. May I practice without discouragement for an ocean of eons. To awaken fully through this Bodhisattva way, I shall fulfill without exception all the diverse aspiration of the awakening practice of all Buddhas gone to freedom 3 times everywhere, in order to practice exactly as the wise one calls Samatavajra, all embracing good. The other brothers, sons and daughters of the Buddhas, I completely dedicate all this goodness. Likewise, may I dedicate just as skillful Samatavajra with pure body, speech, and mind, pure actions, and pure Buddha fields. I shall give rise to this aspiration of Manjushri for this Bodhisattva practice of all embracing good, to perfect these practices without discouragement or pause in all future eons. May my pure activities be endless, my good qualities boundless, and through abiding in immeasurable activity, may actualize infinite emanations. Limitless is the end of space. Likewise, limitless are living beings. Thus, limitless are karma and afflictions, and my aspirations reach for limitless as well. One may offer to the Buddhas all wealth and adornments of infinite worlds in 10 directions, and one may offer during eons limitless as atoms of the world, even the greatest happiness of gods and humans. But whoever hears the extraordinary aspiration and longing for highest awakening, gives rise to faith just once, creates far more precious positive potential. Those who make this heartfelt aspiration for the Bodhisattva way will be free of all low rebirths, free of harmful companions, and will quickly see Amitabha infinite light. And even in this very human life, they'll be nourished by happiness and have all conducive circumstances without waiting long. They will become just like Samatavajra himself. Those who give voice to the extraordinary aspiration will quickly and completely purify the 5 violent harmful actions created under the power of ignorance. Blessed with supreme knowledge, excellent body, family attributes, and appearance, they will be invincible to vast interfering forces and misleading teachers, and all 3 worlds will make offerings. Going quick to smell Bodhi tree, and sitting there the beneficent beings, subduing all interfering forces, they will fully awaken into the great wheel of Dharma. Have no doubt that complete awakening is a fully ripened result comprehended only by a Buddha, of holding a mind by teaching, reading, and reciting this aspiration of the Bodhisattva practice, in order to train just like the hero Manjushri who knows reality as it is, and just like some other writer as well. I completely dedicate all this goodness just as they did. With that dedication which praises the greatest of all the Buddhas gone to freedom 3 times, I too dedicate all my roots of goodness for the attainment of the Bodhisattva practice. Let a moment of death arise by eliminating all obscurations and directly perceiving Amitabha. Then go immediately to Sukhavati, pure land of great joy. Having gone to Sukhavati, and actualize the meaning of these aspirations, fulfilling them all without exception for the benefit of being for as long as this world endures. Born from extremely beautiful spiritual lotus in the joyful land of Buddha's magnificent mandala, may I receive a prediction of my awakening directly from the Buddha Amitabha. Having received the prediction there, may I create vast benefit for beings throughout the 10 directions, with a brilliant emanation by the power of wisdom, through even the small virtue I have accumulated by offering this prayer of the Bodhisattva practice. May all the positive aspirations of beings be fulfilled and innocent. Through creating limitless potential by dedicating this prayer of Samatavajra deeds, may all beings drown in this torrent of suffering into the presence of Amitabha. To this king of aspirations, which is the greatest of the sublime, helping infinite wanderers in samsara, to the accomplishment of the scripture dazzling with Samatavajra practice, may suffering realms be utterly empty of all beings. Okay. So we also have the dedications from Root Institute. Okay, here it is. Sorry. So we also dedicate all 3 of them merit accumulated by ourselves, as well as the number of merits accumulated by the countless sentient beings and countless Buddhas. So we dedicate all that for the long life, good health, and fulfillment of the holy wishes of our holy gurus, particularly as long as Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, Ganon Tree Rinpoche, Sakon Sanchab Rinpoche, Ken Rinpoche, Geshe Chuni, and Kansa Rinpoche. Also for the long and healthy lives of all of our Dharma teachers, in particular, Geshe Sherab, Geshe Tenzin Dorje, Geshe Dorje Damdu, Venerable Sangha Karo, Venerable Olivier Rossi, Geshe Tenzin Zova, Venerable Tenzin Namjo, Venerable Ravina Kurtin, Venerable Tenzin Gaje, Venerable Tutan Khandro, and Venerable Tenzin Lexo, and also for the quick enlightenment of all of the kind benefactors for Root Institute, and that all of their holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And then we also dedicate all the numberless merits accumulated by ourselves and others, numberless ascended beings and numberless Buddhas, for all those beings with health issues, including Lundrup Drolma and Vicky Shukat. And then all the other names that had been submitted to Root Institute since the beginning of this time. And then especially also all those names that we didn't get. So all the beings who are sick, whether or not we got their names, okay? So then Shantideva said, however many sick sentient beings there are, may they quickly be freed from all their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. Okay, and now we also dedicate all 3-time merit accumulated by ourselves and others, the number of sentient beings and number of Buddhas, for all those sentient beings who have recently passed away, including Punam Pandi, Vivek Kumar, and Michael Simcoe. So those and all the other names that we've been given, and then all the other names, beings, even if we didn't get their names, then all the beings in the Varda, may they instantly be born in the Pure Land where they can achieve enlightenment, or at the very least, may they achieve a perfect human rebirth, meet with a Mahayana Guru and the Mahayana Dharma teachings, and achieve enlightenment in their very next lifetime. Then we also dedicate all the 3-time merit accumulated by ourselves and others, numberless sentient beings, numberless Buddhas, for all the Dharma projects, particularly all the FPMT projects here in India. May they have all the obstacles removed and receive every single required condition so they can be successful in promoting and preserving the Buddha Dharma, as well as benefiting sentient beings. And may the Holy Dharma be reestablished in its land of origin, India, and all over the world. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm always trying to be sensitive about your time. So thank you. We will see you next time. Namaste.
Thank you, Venerable.
Thank you, Venerable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.